गुड मॉर्निंग बच्चों। आज आपका लाइफ प्रोसेसेस में लास्ट टॉपिक है एक्सक्रीशन, और एक टॉपिक छूट गया है डाइजेस्टिव और डाइजेशन इन ह्यूमन बीइंग। ये एक्सक्रीशन पूरा होने के बाद मैं इसको पूरा कर दूंगा। पहले कंटिन्यूएशन में इस चैप्टर को फिनिश करने के बाद जो बचा हुआ है उसको हम कर देंगे। तो आज आपका एक्सक्रीशन, द टर्म, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नो व्हाट इज एक्सक्रीशन। एज यू नो दैट in our body various physiological activities, metabolic activities are taking place. That physiological activities make us alive. So during this metabolic activities certain waste products are also formed which are toxic in nature, which are harmful to our body, so it must be eliminated or removed out from the body. Otherwise it will create some harmful or adverse effect on our body and we cannot remain healthy. So for proper functioning of our body it is very essential to remove the metabolic wastage or metabolic waste product from our body. So the simple meaning of excretion is the removal of nitrogenous waste product. As it is a biological process, so the metabolic activities taking in place in our body, so it must be eliminated. So removal of nitrogenous waste product from the body is called excretion. So what are the main waste products produced inside our body? So the main waste products are urea, uric acid, ammonia, bile pigment, excess salt, etc. Among them some are called nitrogenous waste. Nitrogenous waste, the meaning of nitrogenous waste means the compound having nitrogen based compound. So certain organic compounds which must have nitrogen in it, they are called nitrogenous waste product. So now the second point is mode of excretion. Mode of excretion differs in unicellular organisms and that of multicellular organisms. As you know that unicellular organisms have cellular level of organization. So here the only diffusion takes place through the cell to remove the metabolic wastes in the surrounding whatsoever that may be water, as most of the unicellulars are aquatic in medium, whereas the multicellular organisms differ in that of unicellular organisms in removing out the waste material, metabolic wastage. So in multicellular organism there are certain specialized organs that are responsible for performing the process of excretion. So in multicellular organisms specialized organs perform the function of excretion. As for example, a multicellular organisms may be lower grade and higher grade. As for example, planaria is very lower grade of organization, although they are multicellular organisms. The body of planaria is made up of many cells. So here the excretory organs, that is phlegm cell. So phlegm cells are responsible for removing or elimination of metabolic wastage in the body of planaria. As in case of earthworm, the nephridia is the excretory organ present and in the earthworm, and these nephridia are responsible for the purpose of excretion. Now you have to study the excretion in human being in details. So now come to the point, excretion in human beings. So first of all, for this purpose, there is a well developed excretory system is found in human being. So in human being, the purpose of excretion is performed by well organized excretory system, and a system must be formed by the union of many organs. Similarly, an excretory system consists of the following organs: a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, and a urinary bladder. These three organs are responsible for the purpose of excretion in human being. Now, one by one, kidneys. Kidney is the chief excretory organs in human being. The main excretory organ in human being, which is responsible for the elimination of metabolic wastage, are kidneys. So, kidney is the बेसिक यूनिट, और बेसिक यूनिट नहीं कहेंगे, बेसिक यूनिट मीन्स किडनीज आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल और चीफ एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन इन ह्यूमन बीइंग. नाउ देयर स्ट्रक्चर, कलर एंड लोकेशन. They are reddish brown, bean shaped, and which lie in the abdominal cavity, one on either side of the vertebral column. It means vertebral column आप जानते हैं, बैकबोन को हम vertebral column कहते हैं. vertebral column के दोनों ओर, सपोज ये दिस इज योर vertebral column, इसके दोनों ओर आपका किडनी का लोकेशन है इन एब्डोमिनल कैविटी. एब्डोमेन के जो एम्प्टी प्लेस है, कैविटी है, उसमें ये वर्टिब्रल कॉलम के आइदर साइड में ये लोकेटेड है. नाउ द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ किडनीज, एज यू नो दैट दिट इज चीफ एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन. इट मीन्स द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ इज टू रिमूव nitrogenous waste product as well as excess water from the body. It is also removed out, or it is the also function of kidneys. Maintaining the constant concentration of blood plasma. As you know that the fluid part of the blood is plasma, and this constant concentration of blood plasma is maintained by this organ. Regulating the pH of blood. pH of blood is also maintained by the function of kidney. Homeostasis. Homeostasis is the ability to maintain a constant internal environment in response to the environmental changes. As for example, suppose you can understand this term, it is very important. As for example, suppose warm-blooded animal has fixed body temperature. So this fixed body temperature is maintained, or it is also an example of homeostasis. If a person goes in the Leh Ladakh, where the environmental temperature is very low, but where the human beings also has their body temperature, the fixed body temperature, that is 98 degree Fahrenheit. And in warm places also they maintain their body temperature. So the environmental temperature doesn't affect their body temperature, and in maintaining this fixed body temperature, this is called homeostasis. Now the structural and functional unit of kidney. So nephron is the functional unit of kidneys. It means it is the basic unit. Nephron is the basic unit of kidneys for performing the work of excretion. The functional unit of kidneys are nephron. It is also known as uriniferous tubule. Uriniferous tubule. Tubule-like structures are found. This is why it is called uriniferous tubule. The tubule related to formation of urine. This is why the nephron, or the second name is uriniferous tubule. A nephron has two main parts, Malpighian body and renal tubule. If you do not or if you don't want to know this name, you can only know the general structure of nephron. But if you can know it, the Malpighian body, Bowman's capsule, cup-shaped structure that is called Bowman's capsule, and the second is glomerulus. Glomerulus is the disc or a cavity-like grooved part within the Bowman's capsule. This is your Bowman's capsule, cup-shaped structure. This grooved portion within the Bowman's capsule, and it forms a fine network of blood vessels. These are called glomerulus. So afferent arteriole enters within the glomerulus, and efferent arteriole comes out from the glomerulus. Here you know one thing: the afferent arteriole, diameter of afferent arteriole is more than the efferent arteriole, and due to this, it helps in filtration mechanism. So this is the basic structure of nephron. So this Malpighian body consists of only Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. There are two parts, and renal tubule. The rest of the part is renal tubule. This part, except Bowman's capsule, these are called renal tubule. Renal tubule consists of three parts. The one is PCT. here proximal, यहाँ मैंने लिख दिया है फुल फॉर्म, PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. U-shaped structure, that is loop of Henle. Here is another convoluted tubule, that is called distal convoluted tubule, DCT. And PCT, as it is nearer to the Bowman's capsule, it is called pro means पहले, proximal convoluted tubule. Distals means distant, away, दूर. This is why that it is called distal convoluted tubule. And this is your collecting duct. These are the different point where the another nephrons join it, and this collecting duct opens within the ureter, where the urine is passed to the urinary bladder. अभी इसका मैकेनिज्म अभी मैं बताऊँ, अभी सिर्फ स्ट्रक्चर बताया हूँ, क्योंकि वीडियो बड़ा होने पर अपलोड नहीं हो पा रहा है, इसलिए मैकेनिज्म ऑफ यूरिन फॉर्मेशन और इससे रिलेटेड और भी कुछ टॉपिक को मैं दूसरे वीडियो में बताऊँगा. थैंक यू.